Human beings are creatures who search for truth. The most fundamental question we ask is this: why does this universe exist? Why do I exist? And what is the source of all this meaning? Everything in the universe carries meaning, and that meaning points to a deeper truth. Human beings are created with a desire to understand the purpose behind existence and to discover universal truth. The one who provides for all human needs also fulfills this need for meaning. The creator of the universe sent prophets to inform humanity of their purpose and to guide them to the right path. Along with the prophets, he sent scriptures and pages of revelation. However, those earlier scriptures were altered or lost over time. Finally, God sent the Quran, and he took the protection of the Quran upon himself. Despite this, some people have claimed that the Quran is not the word of God, but merely the words of a human being. Yet its eloquence, its knowledge of unseen matters, the confirmation of its scientific verses, the establishment of a civilization within a short period of time, the complete absence of contradiction within it, all of these miracles leave no room for doubt that the Quran is the word of God. The proofs that the Quran is divine are many. Without going into every detail, we will mention some of them. Eloquence means speech that is fluent, powerful, smooth, beautiful, and perfectly suited to the audience and the situation. When the Quran was revealed, it challenged the entire world. It called upon the proud poets of Arabia, who took great pride in their literary skill, and declared, "Bring even a single chapter like it, or accept humiliation in this world and the next." Those stubborn poets could have ended the challenge by producing just one similar chapter, but they could not. Centuries have passed, and still no one has met that challenge, and no one ever will. For us, the past, the future, and all unknown realities belong to the unseen. If a human being attempted to write such a book, he could not accurately describe both past events and future occurrences. Yet the Quran foretold future events that came true, described previous nations as if witnessing them, and later historical research confirmed its accounts. This shows that it is not human speech. For example, the Quran stated that the Romans would be defeated by the Persians, but then would achieve victory within a specific number of years. This happened exactly as described. It also foretold the preservation of Pharaoh's body, the defeat of the disbelievers at the Battle of Badr, and many other unseen matters. It even predicted that Islam would spread and prevail over other systems before the conquest of Mecca. Within a century, Islam had spread from the interior of France to the borders of India. No matter how advanced humanity becomes in science, it is impossible to access unseen future realities independently, especially in an age of advanced technology. Many discoveries required modern devices and long experimentation. Yet these realities were mentioned approximately 15 centuries ago. Take human development in the womb. Only around 60 years ago did researchers confirm that human beings develop through distinct stages. The Quran described these stages in the 7th century. Sheikh Zindani once recounted a meeting with a leading American scientist named Professor Marshall Johnson. When he was told that the Quran described humans being created in stages, he stood up in surprise and said, "In stages?" They replied, "Yes, and this was stated in the 7th century." The professor said it was impossible. Then they quoted the verse describing creation in 3 layers of darkness. After reflecting, he concluded that there were only 3 possibilities. either Muhammad had access to advanced microscopes, or it was coincidence, or Muhammad was truly a prophet, and this book was from God. It is clear that such accuracy cannot be coincidence, and we know that the prophet was unlettered. We also know that such technology did not exist at that time. Eventually, Professor Johnson recognized that this must be revelation. Perhaps the greatest miracle of the Quran is that it built a civilization in a short time. Before its revelation, the world, especially the Arabian Peninsula, was drowning in ignorance and oppression. Idols were worshipped, immorality was widespread, infant girls were buried alive, and the weak were crushed by the strong. After the Quran was revealed, these injustices were removed in a miraculous transformation. Entire societies were rebuilt, both outwardly and inwardly. Within a short time, the age of ignorance became the age of happiness. Within a century, the light of the Quran transformed vast regions, including the Middle East, North Africa, Andalusia, and Central Asia. This transformation was not only political or social, it reshaped minds, hearts, and souls. People like Umar, who once buried his own daughter, became symbols of mercy and justice known throughout history. The laws, beliefs, narratives, and principles contained in the Quran carry such depth that no matter how advanced human intellect becomes, it is impossible for them to be the product of a human mind. Humanity may attempt to design systems and laws, but without following the guidance of the Quran, success will remain incomplete. So now the question remains, after all these proofs, can doubt truly remain? May God grant us the ability to understand the message of the Quran. Like the video and follow the channel.